Don't you want to know who you truthfully are? Many people around the world, when they have a spiritual awakening, they feel very alone. And in this very powerful message, we're going to discuss why you feel alone after you have a spiritual awakening. You thought you were raising your vibrational frequency. You thought everything was going to fall into alignment. You thought things were going to get better, but they seem that they got worse. But they didn't actually get worse. You're just losing more and more things that are preventing you from knowing who you truthfully are. Don't you want to know who you truthfully are? You might have seen a meme. A lot of us have seen this meme. Did you know that The Matrix was a documentary? A lot of you see this meme, and that's how we're going to start off this very powerful video today. You see, before spiritual awakening and partying in the club, and then after the spiritual awakening, it's Neo and Morpheus just sitting on the park bench, looking dejected, all alone. That might be you at this time. You might just have one friend, two friends, maybe no one at all. And you had your spiritual awakening, and then all of a sudden, you found yourself to be alone. There's a reason for this. And at the end of this video, I'm going to explain to all of you why you made the right decision. Sometimes you might say to yourself, did I do the right thing by awakening? Did I do the right thing? And I'm going to explain to you why it's the only way. You're just early to the party, if you will. Okay, like the party is already set. And you might have arrived to the party a little bit ahead of everyone else. You don't turn around and go back. A long time ago, I did a very powerful video. Warning, there is no turning back. You can't turn back once you've awakened. And if you're getting this message today, and if you feel alone, this message is for you. And pretty much everyone that goes through a spiritual awakening, and then you will probably have a secondary spiritual awakening, and then you feel even more lonelier. And I'm going to explain that in today's very powerful video. It's good to see you all. Thank you for all coming into the live stream. The live chat is blowing up right now. It's a very powerful topic. And as you stumble in, I'm very grateful if you hit that like button. It allows others to hear this message. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey, and I make it relevant for everyday life people. You don't have to be a yogi sitting on the mountain to have a spiritual awakening. Everyday life people are awakening right now, and it's happening exponentially as we reach critical mass. T-Knock, I appreciate you. Grandtastic rising, our everyday lives. No turning back. Yeah. Yeah, if you came into this live chat, why don't you write no turning back? Because we're not turning back. We're going to keep moving forward. So grab yourself a cup of coffee. Relax, because we ain't going anywhere. We ain't going back. We ain't going anywhere. Just grab yourself a hot beverage. Sit back. Relax. Yeah. Don't go. If you turn around and go back, you're just going to go to a dead end. We have to keep going. It's actually the phrase of the channel, because when you go on this ascension journey, all you can do is keep moving forward. You can't go back. Okay? So why do you feel alone after a spiritual awakening? And when you wake up, and I would like to use the term, be true to yourself. A spiritual awakening, like a lot of people use this term, the spiritual awakening. And what this involves is being true to yourself. That means if in order for you to be true to yourself, you might not deal with the abuse at the workplace. You might not deal with the abuse in the relationship. You might not deal with the surface level reality. You need to be true to yourself, and you absolutely cannot go back on that. Okay? When you awaken, you come across great opposition. Is that you? You awaken, you start to speak your truth, you start to live in your truth, and then all of a sudden, you come up against great opposition. You don't fit in anymore. You don't fit in anymore. You can't fit in the workplace. You can't talk to people. You can't have, number one, you could write it down if you want. You could take notes. This is a very powerful video today. You can't have surface level conversation. You're seeing a bigger picture of the reality. As I shared on this channel, there's like, and let me know in the comments if you notice this as well. There's the surface level reality, and then behind that is the actual reality. And it's actually like layers of it. There's like as we're going to go through it today. Ready? We're going to break it all down. There's the surface level reality. There's the fake, you escaped the matrix and spiritual matrix. Everything is a unicorn and rainbow reality, but it's going to trap you. And then you break free of that, and then you go into the real spiritual awakening. You can't have surface level conversation anymore. And there's so many things that you can't fit in anymore, right? Like you probably don't drink, you don't heavily drink. Maybe your friends, right? The coworkers, people, they say, oh, let's go out for drinks. Let's go out for drinks. Heck, you can't even go out to eat. When you go through this process, you might start cleaning up your diet. You might be making your health your top priority. You know, your Uncle Mike dealt with a lot of gaslighting over the course of his life. I always understood the power of wellness. It was part of my life. And, you know, sometimes you would go out and maybe friends would gaslight you for not drinking or you know, why don't you eat this food? And so now it's like you can't even play pretend. You can't go back to your honor, right? I'm not going to drink just to fit in, right? I'm not going to go out and eat this food. And then, like, sometimes we even want to go out to eat, and then it makes us feel lousy. And you eat this food. Remember, when you are now breaking free of all of these levels, it's not even just the food. Who prepared the food for you? Who prepared the food for you, and what was the energy placed upon that food? Remember how Jesus Christ used to bless the food? You got to understand all of these little nuances that you didn't have before. So now you can't go out to eat. You can't be social anymore. You can't be surface level social. You can't be surface level social. You can't drink heavily. You can't go to the club. I'll share a real life story with you. Years ago, now it's like after 10 o'clock, I got to start getting ready for bed, right? I got a world famous live stream I got to get ready for in the Rising every day, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Why don't you hit the subscribe button if you just stumbled in? I'm so grateful for that. It really allows this movement to keep moving forward. I used to go out to the club with my friends. It's the way. You want to meet girls, you want to go out and have fun, you go to the club. And I always got drained, and it was like I had to caffeinate myself. And please comment if you've experienced this going out to the club, right? I had to caffeinate myself, I would say. I nuke myself with caffeine. My friends would say, oh, you're so lively in the car ride over, we go over together. And then I would get to the club, and, you know, within like an hour, I'm exhausted. Is that you? Did you feel drained going? You could even hit the starburst if you're live, okay? I know a lot of people don't go anymore. And the thing is, you're in the mix. You got the Al Ghouls out there. You know about Al Ghoul? Al Ghoul is out there lurking around. You have, and you are feeling the energies of other people. And listen, everyone also has the issues that they're dealing with. So now you go out to the club, you got Al Ghoul out there, and now you're getting drained. Right? So now every time you go through this, you say, oh, I don't have to do this just because it's part of society. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm not going to drink just because they tell me to drink. I never got into it years ago. I always liked to, there was no reason for me to numb reality. It was very foreign to me. Maybe that resonates with you. You're not going to drink just to drink. And you're not going to have surface level conversations, just to have them. And we've seen this very strongly in the past few weeks. And we've seen this in the past few years. You know, something shifted post 2012, right? Remember they said that 2012 was going to be the end of the world? The end of the world. It was the end of a world. And then people started to expand their consciousness. Remember, they put out a lot of gloom and doom around 2012. Remember, they said the world was going to end. They're trying to lower your vibrational frequency at that time. So you find yourself alone because you can't go along with all of these things. Now, you might have what is called opened your third eye. You might have decalcified your pineal gland. When your pineal gland is calcified, or if your third eye is closed, you are not having your senses, right, pick up on all the little nuances, all the little details. That's a third eye, like you see with two eyes. As I shared a long time ago, don't look at, see through. If you focus on those words and utilize them moving forward, it's going to really help you on your journey. Don't look at, see through. See through the meanings, okay? Not only was Matrix a documentary, there was a movie called They Live. You put the glasses on, you see the meaning. You see who these people really are. You see the meaning of this ad up in the sky over there. Remember, if you've never seen They Live, you watch John Carpenter's They Live. That's your homework assignment. Okay. You are not about the material world. Now, we all need to have the material world, the basics and stuff, but you're not worshiping it. A lot of people worshiping. When you have a spiritual awakening, this is what happens. You go and you realize what your function actually is. Remember, as I shared, the Hopi prophecy, the rainbow warriors, we have different colors, energetic colors. We have different abilities. I could do things that you can't do, and you could do things that I can't do. So what is your function? You could write it down. What is your function? You're now on a mission of discovering who you truthfully are. What am I here to function in the world? What am I here to put into the world? I talk about the Akashic records. You're not concerned about the Lamborghini in the driveway. You're concerned with the legacy that you leave within the Akashic records. We can't take the Lamborghini with us, but what you can take with you is your spiritual growth, your legacy that you have left that is documented in the Akashic records. And you take that along with you. So your goal, once you have that spiritual awakening, what is your function? And how do you perform at your finest at that function that you're doing? Whatever it is that you do. You function. What is your function? Like there's certain things, right? Like I'm driven to teach. I can't not, like it's in my innate. Teachers teach, right? Teachers teach. Whatever it is that we are in our innate, that needs to come out. And we're not surface level anymore. We can't have surface level people anymore in our lives. We can't do surface level things. You know, and even things that we totally love, right? It's fading more and more away. It's important to be part of the world, so it's going to constantly reset, and we're going to see new versions of things. But we can't do. I was just like telling my friend, like I can't even. Years ago, it was like Sunday, I got to watch football all day. And I still watch football. A lot of times, you could go on YouTube. They got the game in like 12 minutes for you. I could sit there. I say, what happened in the game? It's condensed. I could watch it in 12 minutes, right? That's it. We can't spend our lives every minute, right? There's something that I can do that I am growing. I have to grow. We're on a never-ending quest for the truth. And you're discovering the truth of you, right? I did that video. It's on the channel page. The truth of you. Check it out. You go through a spiritual awakening. And now all of a sudden you find yourself alone. I can't talk to these people in the workplace anymore. I can't find a relationship anymore. And some people, they have to lose their family members. They can't talk to their mom. They can't talk to their kids, right? And everyone's situation is different. But one of these things is going to resonate with you, right? And you could write it down below. Are you experiencing this? You feel alone. I can't talk to my mom anymore. I can't talk to my husband anymore. Any one of these things, right? Debbie's writing. You can't write, maybe can't talk to your own kids. Everyone's situation is different. Alexandria 825. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I am a child of the universe. Keep strong in faith. God bless everyone. 888. This is the 8 year. It's the year of abundance. And when you discover who you truthfully are, when you're true to yourself, that's where the abundance comes in. Because I was true to myself, I didn't bow down to people, things, situations, or systems. I get to live a higher version of my everyday life. And I want that for each and every one of you. If that resonates with you, would you kindly hit that like button right now? I appreciate that. People will get this message. That's what we want to do. We want to pay this forward. When you don't bow down to people, things, situations, or systems, you can live a higher version of your everyday life. A higher version. It really is funny because every time I look around at places, I say, oh, that's a higher version of this. That's a higher version of that. God is watching. God is going to restore your lost years. The universe is going to replace everything for you. This is true ascension. So now you wake up, you go through a spiritual awakening, right? And then you go into the spiritual communities. You know about the spiritual communities out there on the internet? Can you see them out there? And then you have to sort through the pretenders of the spiritual community. You say not only are these matrix people maybe fake and I can't talk to them, but then you see people that they're still in their ego. They're still like doing things that are not resonating with you. And you feel actually even more alone. You say, oh, wow, I found all these people. But then a lot of them also, oh, it goes really deep, baby. Yeah, you got to go real deep. So now you have to sort through them. This constant sorting. God is sorting right now. You have to sort. You have to move in the image of God. Okay, the chat is blowing up right now. Did you notice that? Did you notice a lot of fake people in the spiritual communities? You thought they're still surface level. And I see this at a very deep level. In any background, people, there's a lot of just regurgitation, repeating things, not living in truth. A lot of worshiping the matrix, worshiping outside of themselves. The spiritual awakening is about you finding who you truthfully are. That's what spiritual awakening actually means. Who are you? That's the question I asked at the beginning of this live stream. Who are you? You could write it down below. When you realize who you truthfully are, that is the true spiritual awakening. It's your spirit. It's your soul. Your soul, the energy that operates the body. Your spirit, your soul. That's who you are. You're not the matrix facade. You're not the mask. Your soul. And people could live to 99 years old. They still don't know who they are. Spiritual awakening means that you have awakened. You are realizing that there is more. You are realizing that you are that soul. You are that spirit. Who are you really? And you could say to yourself, I wasn't allowed to just be myself. Some people just want to be a kid. A lot of times they just want to be a kid, right? And sometimes you're not allowed to be that kid. Sometimes you're not allowed to be your free-spirited self because you need to fit in. You need to fit in. You didn't come here to fit in. You came here to stand out. And the more that you do this, you start seeing things, and it's becoming true to yourself. And I'm going to teach you. You might have made a decision. You put your foot down. Your Uncle Mike has done that over the course of his life, and that's why I am where I am right now. It's the only reason why. because I had faith in God and I believed in myself. And more, the more that I went to my truth, being true to yourself. It's one of my first videos on this channel. I keep receipts. It doesn't change. It never will change. Always be true to yourself. It's not easy, but that's where the power lies. Why doesn't 1,000 people write that in the comments? Always be true to yourself. And that's what spiritual awakening actually is. Spiritual awakening isn't, oh, everything's a unicorn and rainbow. Oh, I have crystals, so I'm saved. Oh, I lit sage, so I'm saved. I did a meditation, so I'm saved. That's not spiritual awakening, son. Spiritual awakening is being true to yourself. Smash the like button. Break your phone. Don't break your phone. No, smash that like button if that resonates with you. They got the crystals, the sage, whatever else is the popular thing. That's not spiritual awakening. I'm going to copy this person. I'm going to copy. Be yourself. There's a lot of copycats out there. You're going to see them. You're going to see them out there. But when it comes from the soul, you know, I see people. I say the spirit just comes from them. In a world full of fake, right? I've left this message. It will never change. It will never change. In a world full of fake, have the courage to be authentic. Have the courage to be authentic. And again, all of these things are fine. You could hold on to the crystals. You could light the sage. You could do the meditation. You could do whatever it is. But that's not what spiritual awakening truthfully is. There's people that are doing these things, but they're not walking the walk. They're not practicing what they preach. Practice what you preach, son. Right? Practice what you preach. So now you're really doing this now, and you're finding yourself. You say, wow, I'm feeling more and more alone now. I'm feeling more and more alone now. People are quick to worship the matrix. They are concerned with worldly things. But some people, and you might feel this. You say, I have to get this mission done. You're here for your vocation. Your vocation. You're not here for worldly things. You're here for your life's mission, your purpose, the meaning of life. What's the meaning of life, Uncle Mike? The meaning of life is to live a life of meaning. The purpose of life is to live a life of purpose. A lot of people resonate with this that are going through this real spiritual awakening. Morpheus told Neo, there will be people that will defend the matrix itself. Isn't that true? You let us know in the comments. You're going out there, you have your spiritual awakening, and people will attack you. People might not like you for no reason. I did that video recently. Does that resonate with you? Adversaries pop up. You have to be true to yourself. If you want to birth something into this world, and we all go through phases, there's little things, there's big picture things. I felt this for years. There's great opposition when you want to birth something. There's great opposition. It's there. You have to find a way. It is much bigger than you even imagined. Absolutely, Midge. Always, when you're true to yourself, when you are true to yourself, once you know who you are, it's cool, baby. It's cool, no matter, it doesn't matter. Never back down. Just keep moving forward. Now, you might be We're getting to the juicy part. We're at the juicy part now. Did I make a right decision? Did I make a right? So you might be on this message right now. You say, I went through my spiritual awakening. I feel so alone. I feel alone. And you say, geez, man, maybe they had that part in the Matrix too. I just want to be ignorant and go back. Okay? And you say, how do I know? Guaranteed. I'm going to guarantee it, baby. I'm going to guarantee it. I'm like Joe Namath. I'm giving a guarantee. Okay? Guaranteed that you made the right decision to be true to yourself. So spiritual awakening happens. I would say that we don't really make like that decision. It just it happened. But it happens when you make the decision to be true to yourself, to know who you truthfully are. So you made a decision to be true to yourself. So now you have awakened spiritually. And then you say to yourself, oh, geez, how do I know I made the right decision? And the answer is, when you look at the world, people are awakening spiritually, authentically. People are being true to themselves. And once you have seen, you could never unsee. You could never undo it. You're just early to the party, because as we move forward, as the collective is moving forward, a lot of people out there, more and more people are awakening. More and more people are joining the party. You're just early to it. You made the right decision, because the people are not everyone that's awake. Are you awake right now? And are you up? Are you up? You ain't turning back. And everyone that awakens, they're never going to turn back. So even though it might not be the popular thing to do, this is where we're headed. You can't put it back in the box. That butterfly can never go back to the caterpillar. I hope that resonates with you. You're a beautiful butterfly. The butterflies are popping up in the chat right now. You like that, Debbie? No, the butterflies, you can't go back. It's not about being popular. It's about being authentic. It's about being authentic. I really appreciate all the beautiful comments. Thank you for that. Please smash the like button. That's a great support. That's a great support for this message, hitting that like button. People need to hear this message. There is no turning back. So I'm guaranteeing you, like Joe Namath, giving the guarantee, I guarantee you made the right decision. I know I made the right decision. I don't care if the whole world, because I'm with God, I can't go up against the whole world with God. If God is for you, who could be against you? Absolutely nobody. Absolutely no one. You're like Teflon. You can't go back. You can't go back. You can't put it back in the box. The butterfly can never go back to the caterpillar. You can't go back. So people will never go back. We're just on a journey of reaching critical mass. We're very close to that critical mass. And I really appreciate that. We're only a few thousand away. I appreciate if you hit that subscribe button if you're new, or share the video if you've never shared before. So many people feel alone when they go through a spiritual awakening, and maybe a secondary spiritual awakening, and then you feel extra alone. You might have had, however many people in your life. And then the more you awakened, right? Maybe that job, maybe you can't report to the job anymore, and you knew 100 people at work, and now you can't even talk to a lot of those people anymore. And we're seeing it more and more. You're having a more conscious and aware experience. Once you see these, like, you can't play pretend. You can't close your eyes and it's just going to disappear or go back. You can never go back. So keep moving forward. You might feel alone when you go through a spiritual awakening. Many people do. But you made the right decision to be true to yourself. And so it is. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe? Give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people. And please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Tonight on Patreon, we'll be hosting a live stream over there. We'll be discussing this and other recent events in the world. The links are in the description. We have Patreon, we have Facebook, we have TikTok, we got brand new posts. Go to the channel page, check out the first playlist. If you're new, you can catch up to date. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. Let's be empowered. Once you start to embody this, you can't go back. You just can't go back. You can't not be empowered anymore. You can never listen to people that don't have your greatest, you see the truth anymore. Once you see how the fast food is made, you can't go back to eat. You see the truth. Oh, I can't eat it anymore. Once you know something is fake, you can't listen to it anymore. You can't go back. You can't play pretend. Playtime is over, right? And now we're building. We're building, we're teaching, and we're leading. And if that resonates with you, we're building the new leaders of the new earth. So take back control of your everyday life. Know that it is very common for people to feel alone, and you just might be with your friend on the bench, like Neo and Morpheus sitting there. You're like, what happened? But you're not in the club. You're not doing these things anymore. You can't have surface level conversations anymore. Be true to yourself. I love you all. I'm so grateful for all of your support. And comment down below if you have experienced this at any point on your journey. You're not alone anymore, because the Calvary is coming, baby, yeah? We're all coming back together. I love you all. Shared this video. So grateful for that. Keep going.